checked for water in the bilge and found we had about a foot of water in the bilge. Still had about an inch of water per minute coming in the boat.
Never what you want for your clients. Well, the good thing is that the owner of the boat saves lives every day. So he knows what it's like to have emergencies. So he can be pretty calm when it comes to the boat. He's owned lots of boats, so he knows that things can go awry, right? I'm over here. I met them when they got over to the boatyard so that we could get them hauled out. I arranged for Antonio to do an emergency haul out. It is, unfortunately, the day before 4th of July. So anyhow, he's already called his insurance to get somebody out. All right, looks like there they go. The boat's now on the slings. Thank goodness for these rescue guys. It's a hot one out here today. It probably feels like 105 degrees. Here's our emergency packing to get us to land. We'll take that off in the coming days. All right, TJ is gonna show us.
Wes was saying the water came up to about here on the Seakeeper, almost over the top on this side. So everything below kind of this level was underwater. You can see the batteries over here, not looking good. It's brand new fittings on the sea strainer. And up here, Wes said it got up to the Kohler sign here on the generator. Sea strainer here for the Seakeeper. I still hear water sloshing around. You see the water down in the bilge. Starboard side motor. And then Wes said the starters, both motors were underwater. You can see, let's see if I can get down here with it. And he said the filters were under both sides. So 2 8D batteries there, 2 there, 47s it looks like. There. Crew quarters back here, completely flooded out. Wes said it was up to that top step, that second step there. Spring. Oh yeah, totally underwater back here. So all of this was totally underwater. You can see all the slime all over, salt. I'm gonna pull the drain plug, drain all the water out. Air conditioner pump is totally underwater. Air conditioner strainer is totally underwater. Shower box back here. Toast. Couple grounding bus bars. All water under the bed. Mattress wet underneath. Covers on top are dry. This blanket on the bed is dry. Generator is totally underwater. Slime up to, oh goodness, looks like about here. This wire harness looks like it got to about there. If not, it was sloshing around there. Top looks like it's covered pretty good. All this insulation for it got soaked. And more batteries here to pull out. And I'm sure the other bed is underwater. Yeah, that whole bed is toast. Everything is soaked in there.
On another episode of We'll Fix That, we have the 72 Marquis now back in the yard. Today we were going deep dropping and we made it to the end of South Pass main channel and noticed the alarms going off. It was the water alarms. We checked for water in the bilge and found we had about a foot of water in the bilge. We shut off all the stopcocks, still had about an inch of water per minute coming in the boat. Finally, the Coast Guard and Boat US came, started pumping out the water. One of the divers from Boat US came in and found that the packing had come loose on the starboard shaft, and that's what was causing the water to come in. The water got about as high as the batteries, so we had to shut everything off, shut all the power off to the boat, and shut all the batteries off to the boat, and now we're here. And happy 4th of July.
Gotta love boats, right, Al?
Yes. I still love my boat.
And thank you, Matt and Carrie-Ann, for getting us in the yard so quickly.
Matt is so lucky that he was able to land. Look at it out there. Thunderstorms were rolling in. I thought for sure he'd have to go back to Miami. You have no idea how excited I am to pick him up so he can help me with this yacht that nearly sank to the bottom. Just the guy I've been waiting for. I made it. Okay, Matt's already back from vacation, so I'm joining him at Home Depot. We've got a list of things to buy to get this boat ready for cleanup.
And so it begins. So I wanted to tell you guys about when I was on vacation up in Wisconsin and I start getting frantic phone calls about that boat sinking. There's really nothing I can do. I mean, I can make phone calls and I did, but otherwise than that, just feeling so helpless and overwhelmed. And the owner calls me and he's like, hey, I'm sending a private jet up to pick you up. And, you know, I told him, I said, Al, don't even bother. I mean, it's not worth it. You know, it's going to take them all day and then some to get the boat over to the slip and hauled back out. I mean, yeah, it would have been fun to fly in a private jet. There was no sense in me coming back one day early. I was flying home the next day early in the morning. Of course, it always happens when I'm gone. So I wanted to ask you guys, how would you react if you got that frantic phone call from your client that their yacht was sinking? How would you react? What would you do? Let me know. Leave me some comments. I'm curious to see what you guys are thinking. Just wanted to say thank you very much for subscribing, watching, thumbs up, likes, all that stuff, and leaving comments. We try to answer as many comments as we can. There's a lot of them, but we like them. And it's also pretty cool to see you guys having like sidebar conversations amongst each other on the channel. It's really starting to take off and we really appreciate you guys doing what you do. Thank you very much.
We're putting this where it can stay for quite some time, not knowing how long the repairs are going to take, since we're just in the beginning. So he's going to put on a trailer. He's going to let us borrow this trailer so that they can easily move it around when they need to. And it will keep it safe as well. I'm just waiting to see the forklift guy to put the AC up there.
Okay.
Boy, these yard guys are amazing. They make our job a little bit easier when we can use them.
And his name is Elvis. How cool is that? Oh, up a little bit.
Careful, Matt.
Straight back. Yeah, well, you guys decide. I think we should get the batteries out next.
My goal was get that water out, then start pulling the batteries out.
Okay. Hey, Chris, you think we should take these off before somebody trips and falls and then falls off the swim platform?
I'm down.
Depends how much are we going to be using this?
Well,
A lot?
if Chris would fix the swim platform, we could put everything on the swim platform and run it up and down.
There. I see what you
like that?
did.
Come
Like
on
that?
now.
Like that?
Yeah, come
Yeah,
on.
let's I think safety.
I just want to make a note, but on camera, I
On
told
camera.
Matt a year ago that I'm going to make him smile more often. Look. I see. Oh yes, he's hyping now. Well, what's the temperature? There it is.
I guess you've accomplished your mission.
Grab
I'm
a.
putting that FU back in fun.
Yeah, that's right.
So were the fireworks good last night? Yeah. I was in bed by that time. Oh, I guess we got to prevent the rat.
Yeah. All right, so we just got done taking all the food out. Don't like to leave food when the boat's going to be in the yard for a couple months, which I estimate this will be in here more than a couple months probably. Rig up an air conditioner in here, and we got a blower to help circulate the air and keep the moisture down. We're going to rig up an air conditioner down in the engine room with a blower also to help dry that out. We're very lucky this boat didn't sink. It took on a lot of water. So far it looks like both sea keepers are shot. The aft generator is shot. The forward one I haven't had a chance to look at yet. And maybe I should just tell you guys what the goals are for today is to get the blowers and air conditioners rigged and running. We can't turn the shore power on because some of the stuff, the electrical got wet and I'm not comfortable turning it on. So we're going to run extension cords for power for right now. Get all the batteries have to come out of the boat. Those will get put on a pallet and forklift over to the shop. Just get the boat ready for work. If we get that all done today, I'll be amazed. It's a lot of work. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it is. Oh yeah, and this is my welcome home. I was just on vacation and this is what I returned to. Not the job I was hoping to be doing. This is really gonna screw up our schedule. Oh yeah, we went to Home Depot. This is just a portable air conditioner unit that will get rigged up.
Yeah, the whole reason we're here today is mitigation.
Yep.
Get ACs going, dry it out.
This won't cool the whole boat, but it'll just knock down a lot of the humidity. That's what the main goal is. All right, let's plan on that. We'll just put it on the back deck here.
Okay.
Back there.
I should have got two different pieces, but I didn't. I got the same, so.
I think we just You guys wanted a project boat for the shop, right? Make Al an offer.
Make Al an offer on this thing? This is a little more than a project that we want, huh, babe?
$1. Slap a little paint on it. Back one, good to go. Back pop out.
So I'm just going through, turning breakers off for all the systems in the whole boat because we don't know the status of the electrical system yet. We don't want to turn it on. We got to do some more rinsing down and getting the salt water off stuff and open some electrical panels up down in the engine room to see what it looks like. All right, let's get down here and take a look. Yeah, oh heck. Oh, that's got to get cleaned out. Oh yeah, you can see on the filter housings how high the salt water got. See the salt on there?
Yeah.
I felt these main electrical panels didn't get, well yeah, you can take the screws out and lean it forward a little bit because there's a hinge on the bottom. And then we'll just hose the whole thing down, put some diapers underneath. I put them up in that box.
Okay.
So let's just try to keep all the hardware in that box.
Okay.
Come here, Wes, for a minute. How high did the water get on this?
Well, right here it's worse.
So the starters are shit too.
Yeah, started to shot.
How high was the water in there?
This is still wet here. Crystals on here. Oh shit!
Here.
Another one up on the forward generator.
Is it helping?
That's that.
Okay. We just got all these out. Hey, did you get us some new batteries on order?
We're a ways away from the batteries. All right, well, we got the batteries out. Well, the guys did. They did a nice job there. So we've got, looks like 4 AGMs, 8Ds, 2 lead acid 8Ds, and 2 AGM Group 31s that'll need to be replaced. We're still continuing on with the mitigation phase on this big girl. We're doing an inspection this morning, just real quick walkthrough. But anyways, we're looking for any damage. I'm gonna have to talk about that. That might be needing to be fixed. You can see our rigged up air conditioning. So the only spot was that spot on the other side, but I think that was pre-existing. I see some smears in here, but that's all looks okay to me. We're going down the dock and we're going to see if we can get some air conditioning working in the master stateroom, and then I might take a look at the water maker. We're getting a low pressure warning and I'm pretty sure it's working. It's just the low pressure switch is, something's wrong with it. So, oh man, it is hot out. Got to be careful on days like today. Drink plenty of water. Hello? Let's go see what we got going on. I'm guessing it's low on refrigerant. Let's see where we're at. It's got to be the salon. And of course back here. Let's not put anything where it's easy to work at. Master stateroom. Oh, we have to get the pliers to get that one off. All right, we're going to open that up, take a look at the low pressure switch. Let's not put anything where it's easy to work on. So that's the problem. See, that says -12. It doesn't change at all. Hello. I think we just tripped the breaker. Pump's running. Valve is open. I know I bled that. So there it went again. So I got the air conditioning working, but the water maker, I'm going to have to order a low pressure switch for that. I'll have to call FCI, they're out in California, I think, and we'll get one on order. So I wanted to take you guys and show you something pretty amazing.
It's going to be a surprise. I wonder how fast this thing goes. It's just got to be insane. Are you guys ready for it? We're walking up on it now. I'm going to turn around and show you. So there you go. So those are 600 horsepower Mercuries right there. Man, that's a lot of horsepower. Counter rotating props. You see there's 2 props on each one. So like I said, those are 600 horsepower Mercuries. And look at this beast. I mean, this hull is as big as some of the Vikings we work on, but it's a center console, if that's what you would call this thing. I mean, this thing is freaking amazing. Look at this. Wow. 2 questions for you guys. Who makes it? And how much do you think it's worth? What a beauty.